ASMR Gaming News. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to ASMR Gaming News. Please hit that like button, sit back, relax, and let's begin. So, before we start with the gaming news for this week, I just wanted to say that we have passed over 400 episodes of ASMR Gaming News on the channel now. This is absolutely incredible. We're celebrating 400 episodes. If you think about it, it's 400 Fridays of ASMR Gaming News, basically, because every week for 400 weeks, I have uploaded an ASMR Gaming News video every Friday, or I try to every Friday. Sometimes it was Saturday, but we're still gonna say it's Friday. So imagine 400 Fridays, 400 weeks. That is how many episodes of ASMR Gaming News I've done on the channel, and I'm so happy to have reached this milestone. So here's to 500. Can't wait to get to 500. But I love doing these ASMR Gaming News videos every week, delivering the weekly gaming news in an ASMR way. So hopefully you'll enjoy this one. We got a lot of video game news here, so let's just jump right in. The Epic Games Chief Creative Officer, so that is CCO, not CEO, but CCO, is retiring. So Donald Mustard, you maybe have heard of his name, very popular person in the Fortnite community. He has been with Epic Games from before Fortnite, so he was there for a very long time, for years. He's been working at Epic Games while Fortnite was in development. While they were still making the game, he was there. He was involved with other games like Infinity Blade, if any of you remember that, on the Apple App Store. That game back in like the iPhone 3, iPhone 4, iPhone 5 days was kind of famous for having amazing graphics. He's been there for a long time, and he announced that he was retiring this past week. So, Fortnite community, very sad to see him go. He put out a statement kind of thanking the fans and his friends at Epic Games, saying that he'll miss them and that he's deciding to retire and spend time with his family, which makes sense, you know. He obviously made a lot of money over there at Epic Games with Fortnite and everything, so if he wants to retire, it's absolutely, you know, his right to do that. I'm sure he's gonna have a great time, you know, spending time with his family, going on trips, vacations, maybe even playing Fortnite with everybody, you know, now that he has the free time. So yeah, I wish Donald Mustard the best, and just really happy that he was part of the game since the start. You know, that is so nice, and he was always interacting with the community. So, yeah, apparently there's somebody new in his position now at Epic Games. So, yeah, Donald Mustard is no longer CCO at Epic Games. Next, we got some other Fortnite news. So, this past week, Fortnite randomly dropped a collab with My Hero Academia again. After a couple of months from the last one. We got 3 new skins from My Hero Academia, so completely brand new skins. We got a new mythic ability, which is kind of like an ice wall barrier. And they brought back Deku's mythic smash attack as well. So there's a bunch of quests, new mythics, and people are just having a great time in Fortnite this week after this update just randomly dropped. So if you are an anime fan, Fortnite is the place to be right now. Next, we got some crazy news here. So apparently Only Up. Anyone remember Only Up? Well, the creator of Only Up removed his game from Steam, and will not be putting it back on Steam. They released a statement basically saying that, hey, it's not, the game's popularity hasn't been good for like their mental health, the stress, the people saying mean things in reviews, fans of the game saying positive things but asking for updates was just too much for the creator of Only Up. For those that don't know, Only Up was like created by one person, and the popularity and the fame was just too much to handle, and they deleted the game. So right now, if you go to Steam, the game, you cannot buy it. It does not exist. You can't buy it at all. Thankfully, I did buy the game before it got removed, so I can still download it from my library. But yeah, the game is no longer there anymore. So unless you bought it before, you can't play it. And a lot of people are saying this is exactly like the infamous Flappy Bird situation. If any of you remember, literally, I don't know how many years ago this was, 8 years or something ago, there was this game called Flappy Bird on the Apple like App Store. It was a free game and it was super popular. You had to like tap this little bird and go through the pipes, and it was a super addicting game. It was making people very angry. They started arguing with the creator of the game on Twitter and stuff, and the game was super popular, but it brought him so much stress and anxiety because of mean comments and just people saying stuff to him, saying how they got addicted and it's all his fault. He removed the game completely, and it has never been put back ever since. So it looks like that situation is the same that's happening with Only Up now. So yeah, it must be tough, you know, making a game and getting a lot of hate for it. You know, it definitely, you know, for some people it's not cool, you know. So yeah, kind of feel bad. He was getting like apparently like thousands of comments every single day, like DMs from people and stuff like that. So I definitely understand what made him remove the game, but there are definitely fans out there that love the game, so they're probably very sad to see it go now. Let's see, what else do we got here? So if you are a Roblox fan, we have great news for you. Roblox is finally coming to PlayStation. For the longest time, Roblox has only been available on Xbox, on PC, and on phones. So those are like the only three places you could play Roblox. You either played it on your phone or tablet, on your PC, or on your Xbox. Well, now they announced that it will be coming to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and it's also coming to VR if you own a Quest VR, which is like the Facebook VR headset. So that is incredible. Finally, we're going to be getting Roblox on PlayStation. That is awesome. It only took over a decade, I guess, for that to happen, but hey, at least they're getting the game now. Let's see. Okay, now we're getting to the big news of the week here. But before we get to that, there is one last crazy piece of news here. So I'm sure some of you know about the Unity game engine. So for those that don't know, games run on engines, and there's a variety of engines. Epic Games, for example, their games run on Unreal Engine, and they've made various versions of Unreal Engine. There's Unreal Engine 3, Unreal Engine 4. Every couple of years they develop a new version. They give it to developers. Developers pay them to use their engine, and they make video games on it. So let's say you like a really popular game, chances are that game was made on Unreal Engine or another video game engine made by another company. Well, a lot of indie game developers, you know, developers with really small teams that like to make games, use an engine called Unity. It is apparently easier to make games with, and it's one that a lot of developers, especially indie ones, have been using for a lot of games in the last like decade. Well, Unity, the company, came out this week and they did something insane. They basically said that they're going to be changing something with how the contract for their game engine works. So every single time time that somebody installs or plays one of their games that runs on Unity, the game developers are going to have to pay them based on the installation and the person that played it. So like every single time, I can get the exact amount right here, but basically it was like something like every time somebody installs a game, they have to pay like 10 cents or something to the company, which is absolutely crazy because a lot of these indie games are played by like millions of people around the world. So let's just say the gaming community got very, very angry about this, saying that Unity was being super, super greedy about this, and that a lot of, indie game developers, they're not rich. They're making games because, it's their passion. So the fact that if like a couple thousand people download their game, they're actually going to have to shell out extra money just to pay the company because people bought their game and played it is the weirdest thing I have ever heard in my life. So a lot of developers all started kind of like a petition together, and there's like protests right now. It is a crazy situation. I have no idea what's going to happen with this, but honestly, I'm on the side of the game developers because just the idea of like a person having to pay because somebody played their game after they already paid to have, the use of that engine is just weird to me. Like, they already paid to use Unity. They made the game on Unity, and then now they want to make them pay every time somebody downloads their game or plays it. So, yeah, I don't like that, and hopefully this gets fixed. If not, I can see a lot of game developers leaving Unity, which is what they said they would do. So, yeah, that is definitely kind of annoying news there. And now we have some amazing news with the Nintendo Direct that just happened this week. So, for those that don't know, Nintendo announced a random Nintendo Direct this week, and they showed off some of their upcoming games, and this made me very happy as a Nintendo fan. So, first, they announced some DLC for Splatoon 3. So if you're a Splatoon fan, we're going to be getting some DLC for that in spring 2024. Next, they announced a Mario vs. Donkey Kong game. It's a new game in that series. I'm not a huge fan of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games, but they are, popular puzzle-style games, and Nintendo fans really like these. So that is coming out on the 16th of February 2024. Next, we got some more gameplay footage of Super Mario RPG, which is releasing on the 17th of November. I am buying that game day one, and I am very excited to play that. Can't wait. I love Super Mario RPG games, so this is a famous one, so very happy to get this. Nintendo showed off more gameplay for Princess Peach's game called Princess Peach Showtime. And this game is launching on the 22nd of March, 2024. And it kind of looks cool. It reminds me a lot of Kirby, in that Princess Peach kind of switches different costumes and they give her different abilities. So kind of like how Kirby eats enemies and gains the ability to use a sword, stuff like that. Princess Peach changes costumes and she can do kung fu. She becomes a detective. Honestly, looks kind of cool. I just need to see more about this game. Next, they announced a Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remaster. So these are the original, the OG Tomb Raider games. So if you are a fan of Lara Croft, they are remastering these games with better graphics. It's the first 3 games in the trilogy, and that will be coming out on the 14th of February. We got a trailer for the Detective Pikachu Returns game, which is coming out on the 6th of October, 2024, so next year. And that game looks great, by the way. If you're a fan of Detective Pikachu, this one is for you. Nintendo showed us a little bit more of Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which is basically the HD remaster of Luigi's Mansion 2 for the Nintendo 3DS, but it's coming out on the Switch in summer 2024. Now, here's where a lot of people got their minds blown. So Nintendo announced a remake for Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, and this absolutely blew up all over the internet. Nintendo fans were absolutely rejoicing at this news. This is incredible. For those that don't know, this game is one of the most expensive GameCube games. It's one of the most rare GameCube games, and it's one of the most beloved GameCube games because it was an incredible Mario RPG game that was very different from all the other kind of Mario RPGs at the time. The story was a little bit darker. It took itself seriously. It had very fun and unique characters. The gameplay was really well done. And the game came out near the end of the Nintendo GameCube's life, so like barely anybody bought the game or played the game. And then Nintendo just forgot about the game and never released it again. So fans for years have just been talking about this game like, oh, it's amazing. Oh, I wish Nintendo would make more games like this one. It's so different compared to the other Paper Marios. And then Nintendo, literally like 15 years, or I don't know how many years it's been since that game came out, like in 2005, literally like 20 years or something, they basically announced like, hey, we're remaking Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door now, and Nintendo community is just going crazy about this. So the game's going to be in HD with remastered music, better graphics, and I'm so happy for this. And it's coming out on the Switch next year, so I will be getting that for sure. Additionally, Nintendo showed off a new WarioWare game called WarioWare Move It, which is coming out on the 3rd of November. Looks like a lot of fun. And Nintendo also showed off the new Mario Kart 8 Deluxe booster course, new levels. And those look great as well. I will definitely play them when they release here on the channel. So, yeah, the Nintendo Direct was definitely really good this week, and there's also some extra news which is not Nintendo related. I will talk about one of the kind of game announcements that has nothing to do with Nintendo, but it was announced during this Nintendo Direct, and that is for Among Us. So Among Us actually is getting a brand new map called Fungal. Get it? Fungus, jungle, fungal. It sounds so weird if you say it, but yeah, there is a brand new kind of fungus jungle, and that's going to be a new Among Us map. So if you still play Among Us, if you've been hoping for a new map, they are adding this to Among Us as a free map in October. And of course, Among Us is on the Nintendo Switch, on PC, and just about everything else now as well. So yeah, that's definitely something to check out. And then after all of this news, Sony then decided to have a special kind of live stream showing off some of their upcoming games as well. So let's see here. Sony showed off Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and we got to see more about that game, which looks insane. Oh my goodness, this game looks like it's going to be the absolute best Spider-Man game ever. That's how good it looks. Not only is the gameplay amazing, but I feel like the story in this one is going to be something that the Spider-Man fans everywhere are going to be really happy with. And yeah, you have to check out the gameplay, the trailer for this. They focused a lot of time on Spider-Man 2. So this is about to be one of the best games ever when that comes out on PlayStation 5, so I can't wait. We also got a trailer for Resident Evil 4 DLC, which is all going to be about Ada Wong, which is a character in Resident Evil 4. So she's getting her own kind of like DLC side story, which is nice. And this is awesome. Finally, after like all this stuff, they gave us a trailer for one of my favorite games ever, Final Fantasy VII. And this game is the next part in the Final Fantasy VII remake. It's part 2, and it's called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So the last game was Final Fantasy VII Remake. This one is a sequel, and it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And it's going to continue the story from where the last game left off. And they gave us an absolutely insane trailer. The trailer is like 3 minutes long. So very long trailer. It showed off a ton of gameplay. The graphics look amazing. The characters, the locations, the combat looks so good. So I cannot wait to play this game. And the release date is just a couple of months away. That game is coming out on the 29th of February. So I am very happy this week. A lot of games that I like got announced or got new trailers. So I am super happy right now. And a lot of other people are as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all the big and important video game news of this week. So thank you all for listening, for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Thank you all for listening, for watching, and so long, and farewell.